Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the DC Collectibles Greg Capullo version of the New 52 Batgirl. Now there's already a New 52 style DC Collectibles figure in this scale, and I will be getting that at a later date, but for right now we're just going to be taking a look at this one. And I do actually have a smaller Mattel 6-inch Batgirl, so we can have a look at that as well, because that is the New 52 suit, and I have done a review of that in the past, so I can just show it side by side next to this, so you can just kind of see the styling of these two next to each other. But yeah, this is an absolutely awesome box. I really do like the DC Collectibles boxes, where you can see all around the figure, so you can look for any damage or paint blemishes and stuff in box in the store if you are looking at it in store. And it's just really nice, shows you everything that you get. And then on the back we have other stuff from the Greg Capullo line of figures. So we have Two-Face, Commissioner Gordon and Batman. But that's it for the box. Let's go ahead and get this thing open and take a closer look at Batgirl herself. And here is Batgirl out of the packaging, and this is absolutely gorgeous. It's an awesome looking figure. So this is obviously the Greg Capullo version. I will be getting the New 52 regular Batgirl from DC Collectibles, and that figure is absolutely awesome. It does have a bit more articulation than this one, so this one you'll see later on when I do the articulation. It doesn't have as much in the hips, so it is really meant to just be standing as it is. Whereas the other New 52 one, you can kind of pose around a little bit more. But just because this is the Greg Capullo version of Batgirl doesn't mean that she's not going to work with other figures. So here is the standard New 52 looking Batman, and they look great together. Scale's absolutely fine, and they look absolutely great together. So here she is next to Batgirl. So basically, this Batgirl right here, the Greg Capullo one, she's actually 7 1/4 inches tall to the top of her spikes. Obviously, this one here is a 6-inch roughly Batman Unlimited Mattel figure. So obviously, they're not supposed to be compared in terms of scale and what they can do and articulation and all that. But it's just, I think, a very good comparison in terms of the actual costumes, because they're both the New 52 costume. It's just this one, obviously, we have the purple representation and a much more gold look there, as opposed to this metallic yellow. This one obviously has a lot more gloss, whereas this one, you do have some gloss in the bicep, on the inside of the thighs there, and underneath the arms, but for the most part it is a very matte looking suit. There's some awesome detail that are shared between the two. You can see that the main details in the suit, the design of the belt, where the ribbed areas are, the rough design of the bat symbol, and the boots and everything, it's all generally the same. But I do really like this take on the New 52 style suit. So before we go ahead and take a closer look at this figure itself, let's go ahead and look at the accessories. So you do actually get 3 of these batarangs. As you can see, one is in her hand right there. Both hands are sculpted exactly the same, so you can slot them into both hands. You actually come with 3, so you get 1 for each hand, I guess, and then 1 spare, because as you can see, they are pretty damn small. But yeah, they are simply, very simple little piece of plastic right there. They look really nice though, and I think that it's an absolute fantastic addition. So taking a look at some of that close-up detail right here, let's go ahead and take a look at the face. The first things that are going to pop out are those eyes. They look absolutely awesome. You got the really big blue eyes that do actually have some shading in there, so you got a couple of different shades of blue. You got a little bit of white in there showing like reflection on the eyes. And there's a lot of shading in there as well that's really subtle, but it is like around the inner part of the eyes and everything that we just don't get here. So you can see this one does look a lot more kind of human, as opposed to this figure right here that just has the plain skin tone. The eyes are done very well on this figure as well, but these just take it to that next level. They're just absolutely awesome. You can see that all of the lines in the suit, they're actually quite deep into the armor as well, so they really do pop, and that's one of the things that I really do love about this costume, and one of the reasons that I bought this figure. All these panel lines and everything, they're just so defined, they just really stand out. The sculpt of the hair does not really hinder articulation. As you can see, it's molded far enough away from the body to not make much of a difference. The cape is very flexible. As you can see, you've got that really nice look of the metallic yellow there. It's not quite a gold, but it does look pretty damn awesome. Yeah, overall, I really do love this figure. Now, as you can see, pretty small heels. She can be very hard to stand up, but considering that she is supposed to be just stood straight up like this, it's not really that much of a difference when you're trying to, you know, pose other figures around and they're not standing. This one, basically, this is the default pose, and as you can see, you can get it to stand just fine as it's. So, articulation. The head moves left and right. It is on a ball joint, so you can get some side-to-side pivot. It doesn't really look up and down all that much, though, so you're mostly just going to get your left and right. The arms, they come out to the side. They will go a little bit more than that, but I don't want to force it. And then they go all the way around. And then at the arms, as you can see, we do have this hinge here at the elbow, but it's very tight. And because you've got this joint here for the rotation at the forearm, you've got to be extremely careful because you want to hold it as close to the arm there as possible to move it, because especially on mine, it's extremely tight, and this does kind of flex right here. And it is an extremely tiny little peg that goes into that and is very, very easy to break. I've seen many people break them. Down here at the legs, we have a hip that just goes forward and back. So it's got some decent range on it, but it does not go out to the side. So there's not really much that you can actually do with it. So you do have the rotation there at the thigh, single jointed knee. Down here we have a rotation at the boot, and that is it. So as you can see, leg-wise, no matter what you do to move it, you're not going to get it to stand in any way, shape or form apart from just having the legs perfectly straight. If you do peg her onto a stand, obviously you can get a lot more kind of range of motion. You can probably get her crouching down or whatnot, and she's going to stand perfectly fine. But as she is without a stand, this is pretty much the only pose that you can get her in. Obviously you can move those arms around, but because you can't really get some uber dynamic poses because there's no kind of swivel there at the bicep, you can't get fantastic poses of her throwing the batarang. So I find that literally just having one in her hand like this is really all that she's meant for. But that's it for the review, guys. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to check out more pictures of anything else from my collection, including upcoming reviews, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's Homerino123. The link is in the description, where you'll also find a link to my Twitter. I recently did a review of this guy right here, the animated series Joker. I am actually getting the Batmobile very soon. That is on its way. I'll also be getting many other animated series figures. I've already done a Catwoman review, but I'm also getting Batman, different variations of Robin, and also Batgirl, obviously. So that's going to be really, really awesome. Stay tuned and subscribe for those. And for any other DC Collectibles videos, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.